On this occasion, Alfie. Hello?
Yes, hello.
Hello. Hi, Shazad.
Yes, hello. Well, can you give me an update? You saying on this occasion you'll speak to me?
Yes, yeah, because as I've explained regarding the vexatious vexatious policy, Shazad.
So the vexation.
Really you're supposed to be directing an email to the designated box.
Okay. Well, thank you for that clarification. But like I said, I don't accept that because that vexatious policy is not lawful, and I've asked the legal team to justify how that is in relation to the social NHS and social care regulation 2009, which affords me a right to lodge complaints. So, on the one hand, I'm struggling to understand this vexatious policy, as I explained to you last time, has only come about because I'm recording the call. All right? I can't be on the one hand, you, the local authority, are saying, like take this example. On the one hand, you're saying that, you need to write into us, but yet at the same time, how are you supposed to provide care, so any kind of support services for my brother, whilst forcing me to write things down?
So that's the thing. We'd like to arrange a welfare visit, please, Shazad. Would it be possible to arrange a welfare visit?
Wait on a minute. Just hold on a minute. Wait on a minute. So if we don't agree to this, you're going to send the police over to break the door in?
No, it's just...
No, but why do you want a welfare visit when I'm trying to ring you up? You're not ringing me up, all right? And, this matter is presently in court, and you're refusing...
I was going to give you a call today, actually. So it's quite important that we do see Caleb this week, please.
Why is that? The matter's in court, all right? And, this is clearly... my brother has made it quite clear he doesn't want to see you people. So, and you've not recognized his lasting power of attorney. You're not expressing his wishes. You're basically forcing to abduct him, aren't you?
No, not at all. I think...
What are you worried for?
What you said last week, obviously, Talib's like grieving, your mum passing and things like that. And
yeah.
We said that he wasn't really, he was isolating himself and not really talking with you, so we're just a bit worried about his mental health.
How are you, this is because of what you've done. He's frightened, alarmed, and distressed. You called the police upon him in November, all right? You're looking to take unlawful advantage of him. You're saying it's because of what you're doing, all right? He's alarmed and distressed at what you've done. So can you understand that he's scared to deal with you people? Because I tell him everything. He knows the fact that his mother's died as a consequence of the local authorities' involvement. You're now asking to see to him. He's saying he doesn't want to see you. He's been discharged from your services. This is causing me a lot of alarm and distress because I'm ringing you up. You're saying don't talk to us, but we want to see him. So you're targeting him.
No, he's the patient.
He's not the.
We haven't been able to talk with him.
Yes, and you can arrange that via Skype, can't you? All right, you can arrange that via Skype. No, it's what you're doing is you're quite clearly. It's evident to me. This matter's just returned back to court, and this is one of the reasons that you've not been engaging with us. The matter's returned back to court. All right. And in the background, you're saying we need to urgently arrange a visit to see Talib so we can manufacture a concern and have him abducted. That's why it comes down.
No.
Yeah. Obviously.
I think it's important that we try and see Talib this week.
Why? Why this week? Why all of a sudden? You've all of a sudden got concerns now. And this week, because you've been instructed. Look, I'm ringing you people up. You've not been ringing me up. I've been ringing you up saying, look, his housing situation is coming to an issue. And you people are saying, look, you're going to cause him a lot more distress. You're causing him distress. All right, you're causing me distress.
We wouldn't want to cause him distress.
Yes, so...
Just theoretically, would it be possible for us to visit this week?
No.
Nothing to do with his capacity.
No, you're acting fraudulently. No, because the thing is, you've previously arranged welfare visits and called the police upon us. I've just got his medical records now. I understand exactly what you've been doing beforehand. All right. In the December, you've instigated police to come and do a welfare check. All right, which has caused them a lot of alarm and distress. You're causing me a lot of alarm and distress. We don't want your welfare check. How much do we have to say? Leave us alone. All right. My brother's saying this. He's in a very distressed state because of your involvement. You've just killed his mother. All right. And you know what it is? You're not ringing me up to ask me. You're ringing me up to you're responding to this call on this occasion because you're demanding things. You're demanding to see him, all right, and then you're going to escalate the matter further, take abduction of him like you did last time, and try to do something nefarious to us. All right, you know what it is? I mean, you know, this is just causing me a lot of alarm and distress. You're not looking to speak to me. You're saying I should put things in writing to you, all right, and then you're saying we want to see him. He's saying I don't want to see you. All right, and you're saying, and you're not giving me your email address. So basically, what you're looking to do is you're looking to take me out of the picture, all right, and force care upon him. Yeah. Not at this moment in time. Yeah, not at this. No. Yeah. Look, not at this moment in time.
It's about Ali's welfare.
What welfare?
With the ongoing kind of proceedings.
Yes.
One way or another she's had.
Yeah.
You know, it's important that Talib is seen by someone.
Why?
CMHT or it's his GP.
All right, we'll go see his GP then. We don't want to see you see him. He's been discharged from.
That's fine.
Yeah. All right, we'll make an appointment.
I don't think he's registered with the GP in Bradford today.
It doesn't look you don't want to get. He's still registered with the GP, isn't he?
I don't know.
So how do you know? Yeah, he is. Yeah.
He was registered with the GP in Oldham, wasn't he?
Listen. Stop trying to do a fishing exercise. I'm now concerned, very alarmed and concerned and distressed at this call conversation. I rang you up. You're now telling me you want to do a welfare check. You know, every time you do a welfare check, the police come in and bust the door in. Yeah?
No, that isn't the case.
That is the case, though. That has to happen in the past. Yeah.
It might have happened in the past, but a welfare check, you said before, when I visited, when you were living in Oldham,
yeah.
it would have let you know, if I'd have phoned you, or sent you a letter, you could have made sure you'd be in, and then we could see Talib.
Oh, come on, Mr. Browall, look at what you've done subsequently, though. You understand? We don't trust you. Our mother's been murdered by the local authority, all right? That's a fact, all right? And you did a welfare check and you wanted to take care of her. You took good care of, the council have taken good care of my mother, aren't they? Now they're targeting my brother Talib, all right? And yet this court proceeding, I've got no concerns regarding my brother Talib in my care. I've got very much concerns regarding your malevolence, because obviously all of a sudden now you want to do a welfare check. Because in the past when...
Is he taking his medication,
listen, that's what... No, listen, yeah, he's taking his medication, yeah. So what? Yeah, so what?
Are you making sure he's getting...
Yeah, he's got no mental health issues. Yeah? So you got no involvement.
And what about his physical health, like diabetic medication?
How do you know he's diabetic?
Because he's diabetic.
He's not diabetic. You know what you're about, he's diabetic. All of a sudden now look at how you look fishing information out of me in order to escalate the matter. We want you to leave us alone because you're gonna end up murdering him like you've murdered my mother. Alright? You've got all the money. Alright? This matter's in court. Get a court order. Why are you not getting a court order to see him? This matter's presently in court. You are now trying to target and victimize him and myself.
I'm really not.
Yes, you are. So why?
I'm really not.
You are.
I'm asking you. I'm asking.
Yeah, and you're asking us. We're refusing. We're refusing. I'm acting in my brother's best interest. Yeah, we're refusing because you don't need to do a welfare check. You can do a welfare check over the telephone. All right. You can do. You know, the thing is the very fact that you want to come down. We've been here many times before, Mr. Browall, that you call the police upon us. I've got his medical records now from his GP, and I have seen what you've been trying to do, what Nadia Khan has been trying to do. What the budget note has been trying to do. You've been calling the police upon me. You've been making false allegations about me. All right, now you've all of a sudden got concerns for my brother. Have you not got concerns that he's not getting any of his money? All right, and then with regards to the money, on the one hand, you're saying to us, he lacks mental capacity. but then you're giving him a bank card. How is he supposed to go to the bank card and take money out without my involvement? And then once I take money out on his behalf, then you reported me to the police saying I'm financially abusing him. All right. So you're doing all this stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So you're doing all this stuff to us.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're his carer, so if you give him a payment card, then you can support.
No, but then you can make Talib has never accepted money from yourself, has he? We said, all right, give us cash. All right. We said to give us cash. And that was taking place before we got kicked us out of the house and you acted malevolently. Now I'm refusing to accept cash on behalf of Talib because you're looking to stitch us up because you're not. See, first thing, what did I tell you last week? Why don't you recognize his lasting power of attorney? You're still banging on about the fact that he's got no mental capacity. Because what you want to do is you want to say he lacks mental capacity, and then we get to take charge of all his rights and control and imprison him and make him a ward of the state. And you can say, no, Mr. Hussain, we're not doing that. That's exactly what you did to my mom. Yeah, that's it. I couldn't even. Talib did not get to see his mother for the last 338 days of her life. He did not attend her funeral. Where were your welfare concerns then? All right, Talib, you kicked Talib out of the house because obviously he couldn't stay here without me being here. You kicked me out of the house. I had to take Talib with me to Oldham, so he was homeless for the last 338 days. Where was your welfare check then? All right. Then you sent police over saying, oh, like Shazad's abusing him, financially abusing him and stuff. You're continuing to persecute and victimize us. You're not refusing to recognize the fact that the person has capacity. You're lying out of your teeth through deception and getting all the other agencies involved and saying we're doing a welfare check on Talib. You do not accept Talib's right to refuse. Talib has a right to refuse, and he's refused to engage with you people. In August last year, you discharged him from the city mental health team, and yet here we still are saying you want to do a welfare check on him. All right? It is very clear to me what's happening here. You're not going to pull the wool over my eyes 10 times and expect me to be fooled all the time. This is one of the important reasons why I record all the calls. I record all the calls because I'm gathering. I am now fully supporting him, and you're doing a welfare check for what purpose? I contacted you saying the fact that, look, he's ended up in court by the Housing Association saying that we're trespassing here, a home that we've lived in, a home that you, the council, helped assist us to achieve for Talib. All right, my brothers Talibs are in the community now under the Section 117. You've not provided it. Tell me, where is his care plan? Where's his care plan?
It's difficult to write a care plan. I could see the care plan, but we haven't seen Talib, and he's only just come back into the Bradford area.
No, listen to me. No. He was in your custody and care from the 3rd of August until the 14th of December 2018. Where was his care plan then? His care plan. Yeah, well, why don't you know? Because people keep on changing, and everybody. He's been out in the community in my care since the 14th of December 2018. There's been no care plan. The only care plan in place is I'm taking care of him, and I'm charging the local authority £1 million a week. That's the only care plan that's presently in place. You're refusing to accept that, and instead of recognizing that we have rights. All right, what you're doing is you're racially persecuting and oppressing us. Not you personally, Mr. Browall. I'm not mentioning you personally, but this is the present situation. Now, all of a sudden, your senior manager, Vicina Brown, and Nadia Khan, and the rest of them said, we want to do a welfare check this week, otherwise the police are coming over to break the door in. All right, and we're going to force our way through. No. You may not be.
I was asking a question.
So, all right, I'm asking you a question. Why can't you do a welfare check over the Skype?
Well, maybe we
can. But before you do that, I need you to recognize that my brother has mental capacity. See, this is where your senior managers fall apart. Everybody knows he has mental capacity. All right. And you're willing to force him not to have mental capacity so you can have control and dominance over him and abuse and exploit his rights. Yeah, that's the bottom line. Because, I will...
If we were to do a welfare visit this week, it has nothing to do with his mental capacity.
Well, no. It's everything. Everything's got to do with his mental capacity. All right. Because if he has mental capacity, he has a right to refuse, doesn't he? Then. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yes, he does.
Yeah. So everything. Yeah. I am right. Yeah, because everything's to do with his mental capacity. Because everybody has a right to refuse.
Well, I mean, it will be a welfare visit just to make sure he's doing okay.
Well, why don't you ask me? Why don't you ask me? I'm telling you what you need to do. This is how you can assist my brother Talib. What did I tell you? What did I? No. What did I tell you? First of all, recognize he has mental capacity. All right, that's a starting point. Nothing can go further from that. Then, second of all, write him a letter of recommendation so he can stay in the house. Because that's exactly what Zaida Azam did. All right, back in 2005 or 2006. It's back in 2004 when he was detained under the Mental Health Act at Linfield Mount Hospital. She made a recommendation so he could get this house. You can help him secure his accommodation, but it all starts with the fact that you recognize he has mental capacity. If you're being shady and saying, "Well, no, we don't want to discuss that," no, nothing can move forward unless you recognize he has mental capacity and look to respect that his rights to refuse. Everybody has a right to refuse. He has a right to refuse. He's nominated me to act as his agent on numerous occasions. Why has Fungi and Nadia been removed? All right, and also Fungi and Bali been removed? He's told them, "Fuck off, leave me alone." He's been very, very agitated. I know the fact that your visit, a welfare visit, agitates him. He's told you many times, "Leave me alone." And then all of a sudden, it's back in our area, we want to do a welfare check. I know the full consequences of this, like benign welfare check that you're talking about. Because then that gives the police the power to break into our door, all right, and force a checkup on him. And that's what's happened in the past. And that's why when you say welfare check, alarm bells go off. And now all of a sudden, your senior managers have told you, "We want to arrange a visit to see him today or this week, all right, because it's in our interest." What has happened this week? And you're looking to use the pretext that I have raised a concern. You now need to manufacture a concern so you can take control of him, all right, and commoditize him and make money of him, just like you did to my mother, and furthermore victimize and persecute me. Now, that's the reality. I'm his carer. He's authorized me to act on his behalf. He's told me he doesn't want to see you people. He wants his money, all right? And in order for him to get money, you can't be in control of his money, all right? The matter's presently in court with. This is interfering with the course of justice. Because if the matter's still in court with and you're looking to see and manufacture something, it's very much concerning to me, all right? Now, the first point, before we go...
Sorry, can I... So, I'm Talib's care coordinator from CMHT, so I've also got a duty of care towards Talib. So part of that duty of care is to monitor his welfare. I accept everything that you're saying, but that's different to what my role is.
All right.
Role is to make sure he's okay. And that's why I requested the welfare visit, that's all.
Okay, no, that's not correct though, is it? Because he's been discharged from the City Mental Health Team back in August. Yeah? He's been discharged. So, like now...
No, he was discharged from the consultant psychiatrist, not from CMHT. So...
But wait on a minute. What's the criteria? You only get to be in the City Mental Health Team when there's a consultant psychiatrist. And another thing here...
that's not the case.
Yeah,
no,
well...
That isn't the case.
Yeah, well, okay.
Lots of people have care coordinators, but they don't have a psychiatrist.
Okay, that's fair enough. But we have been trying to get him discharged from the City Mental Health Team so he can have a dedicated social worker. Yeah? That's not happened. Now, with regard to your duty of care that you mentioned, I have a duty of care, you have to recognize the fact that did you get my email?
I've asked you to send emails to the designated email.
Have you received my email that I sent to you?
I didn't give you my email address.
I know you didn't give me your email address, but did you receive my email that I sent to you at your email address?
Sam.
Pardon?
I advise you to send emails.
That's not the question I asked. That's not the question I asked. See, look, you're being evasive now. I thought we had an understanding where you're going to be open and transparent. Did you receive the email I sent?
You asked me for my email address, I didn't give you my email.
I know, but did
because I've been advised to request that you send email to the designated email.
What's the question? What's the question I asked you?
I've given you my answer.
No, that's not an answer. You've answered something else. I've asked you a specific question. Did you receive my email?
I've given you my answer. I didn't give you my email address.
Did I ask the question? Did you give me your email address? That's not the question I asked.
No, but I didn't give you my email address.
But that's not the question I asked. I didn't ask you that question. I didn't ask you, did you give me your email address for you to say, no, I didn't give you my email address. The question I asked you is, did you receive my email to your email address?
I've given you my answer.
What's your answer?
So is there anything
No. See, this is how we don't trust you. Do you understand? The email is quite clearly you did receive the email, and quite clearly a person's died, and and the coroner has reprimanded you for his death. All right. That was one of the persons that you had a care coordination duty to. He was requiring support services. You failed to provide him with support services. He jumped off a building in City Square and killed himself. Yeah. That's so you didn't provide him with support services, but now all we're saying is leave us alone. Yeah.
I think we need to end the telephone call.
Well, why? No. Look, why did I ring you up? I rang you up.
Remind me, go on.
No, because you've just gone, you've not given me an opportunity to tell you why I rang you up. I spoke to you last week, all right? And obviously, previously, you had not been engaging with me because of this vexatious policy. On the one hand, you're dictating and demanding that we have a vexatious policy in place. You told me that you're going to speak to your managers about how you can do your duty of care in the context of this vexatious policy. All right. So that was the first thing that I left with you, is the fact that you said you're going to find out. Well, it's causing you problems because obviously if you're not allowed to speak to me through the vexatious policy, and yet you have somebody like my brother who you claim you have a duty of care to. So that's the first thing you will gain clarity on. So can you first tell me, what did your manager say about this?
I think it's a work in progress, isn't it?
A work in progress.
We're talking today, aren't we? And I've asked if it'd be possible to
do a welfare check.
Visit.
I see. So wait on a minute. So you didn't answer the question, because the question was this: how are you meant to do your job, all right, whilst the vexatious policies remains in place? The answer is that we don't care. We want the vexatious policy to remain in place, and we want you to instigate a welfare check. And if the welfare check fails, then we're going to bring the police over and break the doors in. That's the ultimate plan here, because the bottom line remains that my brother has refused to speak to Fungi, has refused to speak to Baljet, told you guys to fuck off and leave him alone while he was in Oldham. He's told you to leave. He's told you directly to give his money to me, which I'm refusing now to take. All right, because of your failure to recognize that he has mental capacity. Look, bottom line is that all right. I'm agreeing.
Could arrange the
No.
payment in cash. Is that possible?
No, we don't want any of you before anything can go forward.
So Tally can access his own money.
No, he doesn't. No. Listen, before anything happens, first we need to establish. You need to accept that he has mental capacity. That's it. All right. Once you give me in writing that we accept that your brother has mental capacity, I'm more than happy to bring him to Horton Park, where you can assess him, where you can meet him and do a welfare check, whatever. I'm willing to fully engage with you as long as you put it in writing that you agree and accept that he has mental capacity. All right.
How can that be done?
No.
How can that be done without seeing him?
No. I'll explain to you why. I'll explain to you how exactly. Because you had him in your care and custody from the 3rd of August 2018 until the 14th of December 2018. I then told you confirm that he has mental capacity, and you refused to do so. So you refused previously, and now because look, bottom line is, Mr. Browall, is this, and the council knows this, and I know this. If my brother has mental capacity, the local authority goes bankrupt, because you have to pay us all that money back. So therefore, you have been commissioned for a nefarious end to railroad through that he lacks mental capacity. Now, in relation to his mental capacity, he's had a mental capacity assessment report created. I did that myself in August last year. So for you to say, oh, how can we do a mental capacity assessment now? We haven't seen him and stuff. There's the evidence. There's plenty of evidence on file. Look, Mr. Browall, I'm willing to work with yourselves. I'm not being obstructive. But the problem is, you people are being obstructive by not giving me an answer to a simple question that I sent you an email. Can you confirm that you received it? You can't give me an answer to that, can you?
I'm not going to give you an answer.
Yeah, that's right. So you're being obstructive. So you're being obstructive there.
No, not at all.
Yeah, you are. I sent you an email.
I said that I was advised to direct you towards the designated email address.
And you've advised me, and you didn't give me your email address. That's correct. But that doesn't answer the question.
So what we were saying is, with regards to the mental capacity.
Yes.
So are you aware that people's mental capacity can fluctuate? So if a decision is made on Talib's mental capacity, that's only going to be relevant for when that decision is made. That shouldn't really have any standing.
So people's mental.
August 2018.
No, not August 2018. August 2021. All right. So
Okay.
August, so you see how you played these clear tricks. I think, Mr. Browall, that you are a very manipulative person here, because you quite clearly know the laws, you know everything, and now you're trying to manipulate me. You know the fact that his mental capacity assessment report was carried out privately at a cost to me of over £500. All right. He was clearly assessed by an independent party, Nelly Support Services. What I'll do is I'll send you that report. All right, so you have it with you, so you have plenty of evidence to establish that he has mental capacity. Because what happens here is that.
Do you understand, Shazad? That says that he had mental capacity in August 2021.
Yeah.
That's not to say, and he might still have mental capacity now, but that capacity assessment.
Is it out of date now? Is it? So how come?
No, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm saying,
no, just hold on.
You can presume capacity. So there's not necessarily a reason to say why Talib doesn't have capacity, but I'm not sure if anyone would be able to write a letter to say that he's got capacity without seeing him.
So what's the first? All right, since you know about the Mental Capacity Act, what's the first principle of the Mental Capacity Act?
I don't.
So you don't know?
You're testing me now.
Yeah, I am testing you. This is the Mental Capacity Act. You seem to be telling me, advising me about people's mental capacity can fluctuate, it can go out of date and stuff. And what concerns me is that there was a fraudulent mental capacity done in my absence while I was incarcerated in 2017, which everybody seems to be saying, which was concluded that my brother lacked mental capacity for the benefit of taking money from me. So that 2017 report has validity, but all the other latest reports have no validity, or this doesn't make any sense. The question I asked you, Mr. Browall, is simply this: in the Mental Capacity Act 2005, what's the overriding first principle?
The presumption of capacity.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he's presumed to have capacity. So why do I need to spend over £500 and for 4 or 5 years bang on about the fact that he has capacity, and make video recordings of him, quite clearly demonstrating capacity, and we're still at the situation where you're saying, well, no, we need to do another one. I had Dr. Reshmi.
Like I said, that's not really to do with me.
I don't know, but you're just working for the council, aren't you? So your role is very limited. It's the people that behind you that are instructing you. So the reality is.
But my main role, my primary role, is to ensure Talib's welfare because I'm his care coordinator.
How did you ensure the welfare of that?
CMHT.
How did you ensure the welfare of the person that killed himself?
So again, like I say, this might be how we need to end the telephone call.
Okay, look, Mr. Browall, I'm willing to engage with you if you look to cooperate with us, and that cooperation means being open and transparent. If I ask you a simple question like, did you receive my email that I sent to your email account? I'm explaining.
One way forward was that you mentioned the Skype call. Would it be possible to arrange a Skype call?
that may be a possibility, but like I said, the first thing that we need to establish is regarding this vexatious policy. We need to establish this vexatious policy issue. All right. We need to understand how you can do your job while this vexatious policy is in place. Number one. Number two, I need to understand how the vexatious policy relates to the UK legislation of the NHS and Social Care Regulation 2009 Act, which allows me to make complaints on behalf of my brother. And that's number two. But most primarily, cooperate and say, look, we're assuming that he has capacity as the law dictates. So the Mental Capacity Act 2005 states quite clearly as an overriding principle, we assume, make the assumption or the presumption that somebody has capacity.
I think the difficulty would be, if, again, I'm not completely, you probably know more about this than I do, if someone is assessed as not having capacity, then they would need another capacity assessment to assess them that they now have capacity.
Okay, and all right, that's fair enough. Where is your capacity assessment that said that he doesn't have capacity?
I'm not, I don't know. That's before I was working.
No, so you don't have, there is nothing. Look, the reality is this, that there was a fraudulent one created in 2017, all right? A fraudulent one in my absence by Barry Fitzgerald, when I was not around, and Adalat committed it fraudulently. The same Barry Fitzgerald I commissioned his services, and he was so stupid, he didn't realize he's already completed a report. So that report is invalidated. Subsequently, in 2018, the City Mental Health Team and Bradford Council had an opportunity to establish that he lacks mental capacity. You couldn't do that from 3rd of August 2018 until the 14th of December 2018. Through Dr. Rashmi Dixon and through Dr. Sami, you failed to establish that. Subsequently, it's not been established that my brother lacks mental capacity. I've made several attempts to speak to Dr. Rashmi Dixon, Fungi, Bali, come and do a mental capacity assessment. They've all refused to do that because you all know that he does have mental capacity. Then a mental capacity assessment confirming this fact has been done in August 2021. And now all of a sudden you're saying, well, it fluctuates and so on and so forth. You just want an outcome. And that outcome is that my brother Talib lacks mental capacity. That's it. That's the outcome that you want and demand from us, when quite clearly that's contrary to reality. So in order for you to do that, you have now the council have now bought off the services of the judges, the justices, and everybody else, because you are so desperate to get here to establish that he lacks mental capacity in the face of the fact that he's continuously demonstrated that he does have mental capacity. And the reason that you're also now desperate to ensure that he does lacks mental capacity is because if he has mental capacity, then where does that leave your criminal conviction against me? And number one. And number two is, what has my criminal conviction got to do with my brother's mental capacity? Number three, how could you have even prosecuted me if my brother had mental capacity? Number four, my brother's always told me, even today, you're saying that we'll give you the money. No, we don't want this. The very first thing is we cannot move forward until the issue of his mental capacity is finalized. That issue presently is in the Court of Protection, all right? The council have put in a new application, which I've responded to this morning, which I've only become aware of on Friday, the 1st of April, that they're doing all this stuff. Now, they're saying that there's plenty of evidence to establish that my brother lacks mental capacity. Look, Mr. Browall, we cannot move forward. I cannot procure your services or do anything further. You cannot do your duty of care to my brother unless you establish once and for all that my brother has certain inalienable rights by having capacity. By saying that he lacks capacity, you're basically looking to make him a ward of the state where he has no rights to complain, no rights to do anything, just like what we've experienced with our mother. My mother had mental capacity. They railroaded saying that she's got dementia, so therefore she doesn't have mental capacity. And then they kicked us out of the house. So my brother Talib didn't get to see his mother. My sister didn't get to see his mother. I did not get to see my mother for the last 338 days of her life. She was forcibly vaccinated and died as a result of the vaccine. And then, we have to trust you. Bottom line is we don't trust you. All right? The only thing that my brother requires is money, which you are owing to him, which I'm demanding of you. And that's hence why I'm ringing you up. And this cannot take place unless you accept the fact that he has mental capacity. Now, I know the fact that my brother Adala, you've really rolled it into recently saying, oh, I want to see Talib as well. But he's going to see Talib. Why don't you do this as his care coordinator? Why don't you ring up Adalat, all right, and ask him,
Right.
pardon?
Okay, yeah, go on. Yeah.
Yeah? Have you spoken to Adalat?
I haven't, no.
All right. Why don't you speak to Adalat and speak to him and say that I took him to my brother Adalat's recently, all right, after I had taken him to my mum's grave. He said he wanted to go see his brother, but I took him to Adalat's, all right. I left him there alone in Adalat's house for a period of over an hour. So I'm not like holding him captive or something like this. I took him to Adalat's. Right, his brother Adalat's seen him. It's not a case that I've hidden him from the world and nobody can see him and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can ring up Adalat. His number should be on file. All right. You've rang him up. You rang him up previously. He's working very closely with the local council in order to basically replace me and have him take care of Talib. But the bottom line is Talib has rights, and those rights are that he said that he doesn't want anybody to take care of him other than myself, and I'm charging you money, and that's what you don't like. And now you're trying to, fiddle the system and fiddle my brother Talib's rights. That's what we're concerned about. We have grave concerns regarding how the city mental health team are failing members of the public, namely the person that I sent you an email about, the chess player who killed himself. We have grave concerns that you're targeting and victimizing us. We have grave concerns that you've ended our mother's life and now we don't have no means to find out how she's died. We have major concerns. Now, I'm looking to wrap up my call with you today. I would like you to get back to me this week with regards to the aspect of finalizing the vexatious policy document, because you can understand, as his care coordinator, if you want to engage with him, it would frankly be impossible for you to do so other than, without meeting him or through Skype or something, where you're demanding that I can only speak to you via the designated email account. You've told me today, when I left this to you with the last week, is that this is still ongoing. Number one. And number two is that I am happy to cooperate with anybody in these services, but it has to be agreed and established that my brother's mental capacity has the assumption of capacity will be respected.
Okay, that's fine. Could I just say, Shazad, though, if you're worried about Talib in any way, you contact the emergency services. If you're worried about his health, and would you be able to register him?
Pardon?
Would you be able to register him with a GP if he's staying in Bradford? And obviously,
wait on a minute.
If he deteriorated in his mental health, would you call first response?
Yeah, of course. One thing I didn't tell you, all right, another thing I didn't tell you, on the 28th of February, when the court had ordered you, for him to be assessed by Dr. Todd, did you come to my house?
No, I don't. No.
Who came on to the house?
I don't know. I don't know why you'd want to know.
Well, I want to know.
He's not permitted to say, really.
Okay, all right. Look, once again,
you won't be able. So you won't be able to, like, if you were worried about your brother's mental health, you'd be able to ask for the first response service rather than asking for me.
Yeah.
Or for Ballet, you could ask for the first response service, and they would be able to do an assessment.
Okay.
Or you need to register him with a GP just to make sure his physical health's okay.
Okay, but let me. The reason I asked that question is very pertinent. I just be transparent, open and transparent. Were you involved in looking to transport my brother to Dr. Todd on the 28th of February?
I'm not answering your questions. I'm sorry. I was aware of it. Yes, I was aware of it.
Okay, yes. But were you involved? You were aware of it, but did you come down?
No.
Okay, that's fair enough. Because on the 28th of February, my brother ended up in hospital. All right?
Right.
I ended up taking him to hospital. So he has already been seen by healthcare professionals. All right? He's already been...
When was that? In February, sorry.
On the 28th of February, my brother was taken to hospital.
Right.
Okay. That's the stuff.
Sorry, I shouldn't... What was that about?
Well, I'll email you regarding exactly what it was about. So I've got his records now. All right. So I'll email you regarding why he was sent to hospital on the 28th.
This is in Oldham, sorry.
Yeah, this is in Oldham.
Oh, do recall something like that. Yeah.
So you do record he's been to hospital in Oldham.
I remember. I don't recall what the reason why he's in hospital. But yeah.
Okay, so. All right, so you're aware that he's been seen by health professionals on the very day that you're supposed to come and abduct him.
Right. Okay.
So you're aware of that, yes?
Exactly the same day, right?
Yeah. Okay. So that's as a result of a distress that was caused to him. All right. So I'm trying to act in his best interest because you're the ones that are causing him distress. He's ended up in hospital. Number one.
Okay.
Now, number two is the fact that how do you know about he's ended up in hospital? I didn't tell you that.
Because obviously we were liaised. I've spoken with people in Oldham to make sure that your brother's welfare was being monitored and looked after. Okay,
so when did you do that then?
I don't know. I don't have that information down.
Well, you know what is it's not a case as many years ago. He went into hospital on the 28th of February. We're now in April.
Yeah.
So there's only basically the month of March.
Okay. No, that's fine. No, that's
no. So this concerns me is that he's gone into hospital. The only people that are aware that should be aware that he's gone into hospital are his the hospital, all right, and who have then liaised with his GP. All right. How have you in Bradford ended up with that knowledge?
We need to monitor Talib's welfare.
Okay, all right.
But you're not allowing us to.
No, it's not. I'm not allowing you. It's concerning to me the fact that my brother ended up in hospital. All right. On the very day that you're supposed to come in and assessing him due to the distress that you caused him. I had to spend nearly 11 hours in hospital. All right. That was nothing to do with the doctor saw him, concluded the fact that obviously he's okay to be discharged. Then subsequently, the city mental health team have become aware of this. The Bradford Council have become aware of this.
So GP services, surgeries, and mental health teams are able to talk about patients important to their welfare.
Yes, with their consent. Yes.
Right.
My brother's never given consent to this. All right. The fact that you have overridden this fact and have learnt about my brother going into hospital, and the fact that you're now speaking to the GPs in Oldham. All right. It's very, very alarming and concerning to me that you're saying you're monitoring him. You're monitoring him to ensure the fact that when he does fall apart, when he does become in a crisis situation, you're then going to come over and take charge of the situation. So what's happening?
Not at all. It's just to monitor his welfare because we can't see him.
And he's saying he doesn't want to see you. Can I come and see your wife? Would you allow me to come and see your wife or your daughter? No, you wouldn't. So similarly, you're distressing him. What aspect of this are you failing to understand? You are the part.
No, that's fine.
No. I mean, I've made you aware that he's been seen by healthcare professionals on the 28th of February. So the fact that you want to now do a welfare check is concerning to me because I think you're acting with malevolence. When you're acting with openness.
I'm really not.
No, but so no.
I know when we spoke about welfare checks before, and he said if I'd have spoke to you before, we could have perhaps arranged.
Yes, no.
Than just turning up at the door.
And that was.
That's what I've said. Is it possible to arrange a welfare?
No, but the question is that still remains an issue of dispute of grievance, doesn't it? You travelled, not you. I don't think it was. No, it was you. You travelled all the way from Bradford to Oldham to do a surprise visit, when you could have telephoned. And similarly, previously, Bali and Fungi had tried to do these surprise visits. Look, Mr. Browall, you're paid to do a job. You're going to do whatever your managers are telling you to do. So when I say you're acting with malevolence and conceit and deception, I'm not saying you personally. I'm saying the fact that City Mental Health Team, particularly Nadia Khan and Vicina Brown, are doing this and acting with malevolence because they're sitting in the background and fronting you to do things. And so what they want you to do is, what they want me to do is, they want me to be angry, abusive to you, and then you can make further reports about me. Now, I've received my brother Talib's mental records. I've only been able to receive Talib's mental records because the GP practice accepted that my brother has mental capacity. I couldn't have done that otherwise. And now that I have received his medical records, I've learned what Dr. Dixon has been writing about me.
Can we end the phone call now?
Yeah, sure. But, okay. All right, that's fair enough. When can I speak to you next?
Do you want me to give you a call later on in the week?
Can we arrange for sometime on Thursday?
Thursday's fine, yeah.
All right, what time?
What time would be good for you?
Sometime in the afternoon.
Okay. I think it'd be the 7th, would it?
I'm not sure. I think it's the 7th, yes. So you will just leave it for Thursday. So well, let me see. Yeah, it's Thursday at 2 o'clock, and you've got my number, yes?
Yes, yeah, got your number.
Okay, and so what we're looking to discuss next is with regards to this vexatious policy, and with regards to you accepting the fact that my brother has mental capacity, or resolving the issue of capacity, so I can look to engage with other people. I'm very concerned that there's a back channel of communication between his GP practice and yourself, and that's concerned me in the past as well. But we'll discuss that further. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your patience, and I hope to speak to you soon. Thank you. Goodbye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.